Tukazani. I'm just trying to sort out my life. Gosh. Okay, I don't know what's going on with this ring light. Okay, I'm trying to sort it out. Okay, I think we'll leave it. As long as you can see me and I can see you. Okay, cool. Let's do this. Okay, we are having a ring light malfunction, so as long as you can see me, I can see you, and that's perfect for me. It's been a while since I've had a live, so I'm really like, this ring light is just sabotaging us. And it was working just now perfectly. Okay, cool. We can let it go. All right. Okay, welcome to our spiritual conversations. Thank you so much for joining me. I actually was supposed to go on earlier, but I'm late as usual. Nothing new. So we are gonna go through it with today's conversation and see where everything lands us. Okay. So welcome back to each and every one of you. Welcome back to the channel, and it's good to have you here. Okay, I'm just making sure. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna watch this live after and be like, what the hell was happening? Okay, so today we are here so that we can engage in our conversations. It's something that we haven't been talking about a lot because of things that have been happening and so I thought, let us just have our lives so that we are able to actually engage. So I'm trying to see if I'm missing anything, right? Because I feel like YouTube has not added anything hectic. It's just the usual stuff. Okay, so I'll catch your messages here on the screen, but I just want us to get into conversation. So we are moving into a worm full moon, which is the full moon that we are currently experiencing, and I want you to take power of that, and I want to at least assist you with a bit of a clear understanding as into what is happening around us, so that you can have a bit of clarity as into which direction we are taking spiritually. So the reason why it's being called a worm moon is because when you think of a worm, right? A worm lives underground and it decay, and it always prepares itself for the season coming up ahead. So basically that's where we are spiritually. So if you have been feeling a need for change, or a need for new direction, or you have been feeling like there's something that needs to give in your life, then you have been going through what is currently happening in terms of the spiritual realm and this new moon that is upon us. So I'm happy for you, because it means that you are now approaching an age of rebooting, right? So these I call them symptoms, but they are things that happening there, because as people we long for change and we long for transitions, or rather new beginnings. So I think this full moon is the perfect time for all those things. If you've been feeling like your life is stuck, or you've been feeling like your spiritual life is stuck, or you've been feeling frustrated over things that have been happening around you, in your personal life, your outside life, or anything else around you, you have been going through what is happening. So basically, from the buildup of the full moon, you get to go through all of those things. So it's about how you as a person program your energy. So I don't want to bore you with this so much spiritual lingo. So I want to take it back to our African spirituality so that you have a clear understanding of what is going on with you, because I can speak so much of the Sabura moon and Spider moon and Curse moon, but you might not be actually understanding that this is the direction that I want you to understand, or I want you to take. So, in terms of that, the things that have been going on around us spiritually, I feel like we have hit a spiritual brick wall. And March is normally a month of transition or change. And especially if you are one that is spiritually inclined, or someone that is invested in terms of their spiritual life, you will basically feel that there is something going on around you. There is a need for change. Even if you don't change a lot of things around you, but it's the little things that count. Maybe you had an urge of feeling like, you know what, I just feel like I've been doing the same thing for over and over again. Or in the house, I feel like I need to change furniture. Or I'm tired of this car. It's one of those things that Idlos is trying to relay messages, because I can tell you one thing is that a lot of people have been having very frustrated, I call it a frustrated wavelength, where else your dreams have been coming, but some of them are telling you that there's something that needs to change. For example, with me, it's been more or less around water, around cleansing, around all of that. So I've been explaining to my family that I have an urge to go to the water, but now it's a different kind of urge. It's not just to go there, boom, boom, like it's just a deeper feeling. So also in terms of your dreams, you'll kind of see that there are those messages that will be there, sometimes cryptic, but you know that sometimes Ilozi is speaking to you and wants to relay a message to you, which, you know what, now we are moving into a different situation or a different time in terms of your spiritual life, because you've been sitting in one position, literally one position. So if you have or know that there's been a level of spiritual stagnation, it's okay for you to feel like that, because there's been something going on in the air, in the atmosphere, in the spiritual realm that has been causing so much backslacking. So I don't want you to beat yourself up about dragging your feet, or or anything around that sort. I don't want you to feel like there is something wrong with you. A lot of people have been feeling just this brick wall that is there in terms of the spiritual lives, and you don't know how to move forward. So right now, it is the perfect time for you to actually take charge and fix your spiritual life, because according to me, gone are those days where we are going to talk about the same thing. Oh, gogo, mbuzi this, mbuzi that, nkuku this, nkuku that. We are so much in an era or an age of spiritual independency that literally I am an advocate for people that are spiritual independent. Like, if you are spiritually independent, you are going to survive all these things that are happening around us. But if there is a lot of like codependency, you need validation, or you need some level of miracle from the sky, then you're gonna literally backslack, because spiritually is it like there's a lot of things going on, and if you are not strong spiritually, you are gonna backslide, and you're not gonna actually understand the meaning of everything that is going on around us. So that, I think, is why we are here today. So personally, when this month came, I did also share on the previous video that the most important part is change around also understanding your body's psyche and all of that. And I spoke a lot about food, and because I noticed that change in diets actually does a lot of things. I'm not one person that believes is I feel I'm not a lot of a person that believes in certain doctorates. For example, like okay, I'll just relay around fasting, right? I'm not so big on fasting. I literally fast when I don't know, when it's necessary. Literally, it's been 7 years. I'm the worst person to fast with because I will fast for a particular hours, and but that's how my spirit is. I've never been so invested, but I alter my diet to whatever it is I am praying around or I am manifesting at that time. So there's nothing wrong if you can't fast. There are people that make other people feel bad that you're not fasting or anything, or you're not going through the harshest things. Spirituality is freedom, and it's not meant to make you feel like you are in prison. So I alter my diet. I cut out certain things that I do. I just basically put my mind as into what I need to align myself to at that time. So diet has been one of the biggest influences to my spiritual life. So right now I've been feeling like when it's in terms of the food that we are eating, I shared that the food is no longer fooding, and the water is no longer watering. Everything has just become so, inorganic, if I might put it like that. So if you are able to plant that stuff for yourself, good for you, because even the stuff we buy in the shop that they say it's organic, it's not organic. Nothing is organic that comes from the store, because a lot of things that we eating these days are really affecting our spiritual a relation, and it's really putting so much of a slack because we're eating so much of this dirty food, of this dead food, that now it weighs down on your body. That's why you're finding that people are more prone to being sick in this time and age more than anything. And it's a normal thing today, but to me it's not normal. I feel like we're not seeing these things that are happening. Like last time I was sharing with you guys that with this load shedding thing, I just feel it's bullshit because literally it's also a way to put us in this phase, because life has just become so scrambled. Literally, we are in the dark 80% of the time, and people literally don't feel the drive to do anything. And if you are doing something, you are rushing through something. And when at times you need to be invested in your spiritual life, you are distracted with trying to catch up to the world. And also our food is being affected, how we live is being affected. We literally become like, I don't know how to put it. I don't know if you watched Walking Dead, but I feel like we've become zombies in a way, because it's like we've been controlled by the system put around us, as in to wake up, sleep, laugh, eat, and we eating garbage. And it's a lot of things that are happening, but I personally feel like you need to start there with your diet and alter that, and make sure that you try to at least do as much. And in terms of the water, I would honestly advise you to stop taking tap water. That thing is not good for your third eye. It just does a lot to it. So I just say invest in buying a filter, or make sure that you get there are home remedies that you can make sure that your water is clean. And guys, it's just fucked up out here. But the best thing for you to do is to alter your diet. So personally, I'm just very yikes. My tongue has become so sensitive to the fact that even when I'm drinking, like if I drink tap water by mistake, I feel it. I know that, like, there's just a different type of taste to it. So I personally would say just avoid anything that we are getting for free. And in terms of water, please make sure that you just stick to buy your water, or make sure that you get the right channels in terms of your water. And in terms of food, make sure that you try. Guys, it's tricky. I've even cut down on meat. I'm now opting for fish and chicken, but also literally I'm just having bits of those. Literally, if it were up to me, I would not eat at all. I would not eat at all. So right now, basically, it's about unlocking the power that is within you, and that is the power of letting go and starting over, and not being afraid in terms of what's happening, because literally everything that is happening around us, it's causing people to sink into anxiety, sink into depression. And that is why I feel it might be a little of a challenge for you to also relate in terms of your spiritual things. I feel like you might feel like, oh, Pasha is a drag. Oh, Tandaza is a drag. Oh gosh, I'm too tired. There's a lot of things happening. So I want you to snap out of this that is happening and remember the importance of your existence, and which is your found purpose. So that is where we're going at. So right now, the power of letting go starts with also how far you've come with your spiritual journey. It doesn't matter how far you were or how far you are going, because literally if you've been going to every mountain, going to every river, doing the same thing every month, every day, and you literally feel like, now why the hell am I doing this? Stop it. Just leave it. Let it go. I always say that don't be afraid to start over, because starting over means that there is a chance, or rather there is a change happening to you spiritually. So if literally last year this time you've been doing the same stuff, praying at the same place, doing the same thing, wearing the same clothes, and you're still doing that this year, honestly, there is a problem, and you need to now be honest with yourself and break away from that cycle, because it's not gonna move you forward. Because I always say, in terms of also your spiritual clothes or spiritual things that you use, if you feel that you've been using the same thing for a long time, I say learn to get rid of it, because sometimes you might not even get rid of it, not throw it away, but like put it away. Get new things that are literally gonna mean different things to you spiritually, that are gonna open different links to you spiritually. If you've been praying at a particular place, change that place. If you've been praying in a particular situation or surrounding in your area of prayer, change that as well. Your type of praying, change it as well. How you praying, change that. What you wear, change that. Because honestly, we've been so programmed and stuck to this thing that wear your white duke, have a white candle, have a blue candle, and it's just gonna frustrate you. I know, I've been here. Imagine literally counting the years that I've been in this ne, and thinking about all those years I'm struggling. Um, there's been times where I've been like, I'm not doing this anymore, and I leave it. But now looking back, it was not me understanding that my spirit was saying to me that there needs to be a change. You've been doing this for such a long time. Because even with, for example, with water, I'll never use the same area of water for a long time. I use a place and I move, because you need to also move. You need to, like, there's growth. Literally with your spiritual life, there also needs to be growth. So in terms of this full moon, it's gonna literally affect you in every way that you can imagine. But I'm saying to you that you need to take charge of it. The first thing is being honest with yourself and things that are happening around you in terms of your life, your personal life, your outside life, your work, and all of those things. You can make a joke about it, but literally change even your wardrobe. If you feel like you've been wearing the same color, the same type of clothes, lose them and get something new. Maybe the energy around those clothes, of the experiences around those clothes, are things that are literally holding you back. Change your bedding, change your things, change your curtains, change something so that you can allow this energy to flow into your life, which is a good thing. So letting go is a big step that you need to take, and you need to be honest with yourself, and you need to cut out certain things and also people in some instances, and you shouldn't be ashamed of that, because at the end of the day, it's your life. It's your life. Yes, change is scary. I know change is scary, but change is beautiful, because in the fear lies the beauty of the unknown. Because literally what we normally how we relate to all of that spiritually, we say when something moves, it is making way for something else. So so if you want something new, then you need to make way for that something new. You can't want something new and be stuck in the same thing that you've been doing. For example, I'm one person that is an avid of cutting my hair. I cut my hair more than, I think, I don't know. I just felt I've been cutting my hair. So anytime I feel like, you know what, it's time for change, I cut my hair. And that's how I roll. I cut my hair because I feel also hair is our connection to the spiritual realm. So literally, I can't be using last year's connection to the new things I want. I want new stuff and new things. So I cut my hair as regularly as I want. And that is my belief. That is what I want. I don't want to feel like I'm going into new things, nama connection, like wakdala. So don't be afraid. I don't know what it is for you. Some people, it's for them trying out new things or doing whatever it is. It is okay, and do that. And also snap out of the cycle of rotation. The cycle of rotation. So I'm actually going through your your comments. I will get to them in a minute. So that I can actually try and answer your questions in terms of around this full moon that we are experiencing. So the biggest advice I can give you is tonight, make sure that you write down the things that you want to see in your life. Use this energy, because this energy, it's an operation kukulula type of energy. It's letting go of the old and making way for the new. It's a month of change. You cannot say you want new things and you are stuck with the old things. That's where we are spiritually. And also, in terms of spiritual life, I am not talking just about ubu pasla or being a sangoma, because spirituality is very vast and spirituality is beautiful. So you have to tap into those deeper levels. Those are the things I think this month we're going to be going into more and teaching around, in terms of unlocking our greatest spiritual potential, and also knowing what we desire and what we want. You were not born to live the life you are living today if you're frustrated. I always say I wasn't born for frustration. I wasn't born for poverty. I wasn't born for the harshest situations in life. It's a mantra I tell myself every time I'm going through a lot of unpleasant situations, because that reminds you that you are meant for all the goodness and beautiful things that come around you. So whether it be situation of work, I know some people are like, how the hell? Like, change even how you look at work, change the situation. If you're tired of being in that position, apply and all of that. Yes, Lungi, letting go is not easy, but I feel like also the art of letting go is not just about you deciding one a morning that you wake up and you decide I'm letting go. It's a process as well. You need to tell yourself, look at the picture. Is this good for me? Is this working for me? If it's taking so much of your energy, or it's draining you spiritually, or it's distracting you spiritually, or before you sleep, you have to dwell on it, then take it away. Okay, I think about money before I sleep, so money doesn't drain me. So I won't let go of that. But if there's a situation that is frustrating you, maybe it is family, because also family can be draining, because family can be the very same people that claim they are supportive structure. But if you are doing well, they end up being office for you for no apparent reason. And also, it doesn't make the situation worse, because I don't know where people are right now, but there's been a time where people love to consult. I don't know where people are now. So when you go to consult and they tell you that your aunt or your mom's mom or anyone around that sort is the one that's holding your life back, you end up feeling so frustrated, and you don't know what's happening. You don't know what's happening. So I feel, you don't frustrate yourself. Don't frustrate yourself. Things are going to happen as how they are supposed to happen, but you don't just wake up and say, I'm making a decision to let go. Literally, it's a process. That is why I was explaining the buildup of the full moon. That ever since that we've been watching this full moon come together, a lot of things have been happening spiritually, physically, emotionally, and all of these things, and it's perfectly good. It's perfectly good. I personally feel like, literally, I've made so many like personal decisions and changes when it comes to my life, my spiritual life. And one of those things is to actually remembering where, who, and what you are. And that is the biggest thing. Once you think you get a picture of that, it makes your a situation, or rather life, a bit more easier. You get to see things in a different perspective, or look at things rather in a different perspective, and not I'm not being afraid of change, because I feel that this is beyond us. This is beyond the physical. So you can't fight anything that is happening right now. It's allowing the universe to take its course. Okay. So don't be afraid to actually take that leap of faith and actually say that I'm starting over. So I'm loving this full moon energy. So when I say write down things, I literally mean it. What do you want? Where do you want to see yourself by the end of the year? Because set these small goals so that you are able to achieve them. Because I feel people don't have faith sometimes in the things they write, the things they do. But when you write down, believe in the art of write and forget it. Write it down and put it away and forget it. And it's going to help you. When you revisit that book or whatever it is, make sure that you do it as often as possible, but not throughout the year. Maybe at the end of the year, and go visit and check, how far have I come? Have I accomplished ABC? Has ABC happened? If you want a certain thing, describe it. I also say, describe everything you want. You take that lightly. Describe how much money you want. Describe the type of car you want. Because at first I'll be like, man, I want a car. But describe it. You want a white car, you want a white VW, you want be specific and tell the universe exactly what it is you want, so that your parts can be aligned towards that. You can't be saying that you want to move to another country, and at that time your things are scattered. You pack and you become ready for that visa, even if it's not coming, and you do it as much as that. Amelie says, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to read your thingy. So part in awakening, and if you're spiritual does not going to be okay. Yeah. The hectic part is that I feel, when it comes to spirituality, it's such a commitment, especially if umntana wedlozi. I always say it's first marriage. When you go to Twasa and accept your gift, or even if whatever the situation is, ne. But once uvuma idlozi, that is your first marriage, because you have to understand that that marriage is do or die, right? And that marriage is, hey, through thick and thin. That marriage is selfish. And I say that the losses can hear me. It can be selfish out here. They want you all to themselves. They are so selfish about you. That is how amadlozi are. And you can't be too much of anything, or lesser of anything. Too happy, it's a problem. Too angry, it's a problem. You literally are living in this, I don't know how to call it anymore, because I literally made peace. At some point, when I started off my spiritual journey, I had a love and hate relationship with my ancestors because I felt they were frustrating me. They were controlling my life, and I had no way to breathe. And I was so young at the time, and I felt that, you know what, you are, guys, you are marshalling my life. I need to be living my youth and be out here partying and living my best life. And I did not understand that what we are not told when we are stepping into this phase of spirituality is that spiritual gifts or spiritual acceptance comes with great responsibility. You are responsible for such an important or huge birthright that no matter how far you go, no matter how far, literally, you will always be reminded that you have something or someone you are leaving behind. For me, the thing has always been in Dumbayami. I always say this all the time, that I always have to plan around that. Literally, I would love to move and go stay in Monaco or somewhere, but the logistics of getting Umtuntuami overseas, it's just messing with my mind. Where am I gonna slaughter a cow for Unkomo overseas and make sure that she understands that we're starting a new life? So with the spiritual thing, it is tricky, but also there needs to be a level of maturity that comes with it. That is why sometimes I look at the younger our initiates are, I get worried. I went through my journey very young, and it is when you start realizing the reality of what you just accepted, because literally your childhood is gone, your teenagehood is gone, you being you, just living your life is gone. You can force. Mina, I'm a rebel sometimes. My ancestors know. I sometimes force, even when they say, you ain't doing that shit. I'm like, I'll see you tomorrow. Because, guys, it's complicated. It is complicated. That is why I say there is no joke or luxury with being a gifted child. And you are also not omniscient to life, because you are supposed to go through life. You're supposed to go through life, whether you like it or not. You're supposed to go through the ups and downs, because I say a healer's greatest power is their life experiences, because everything that you go through becomes a learning, or rather a learning curve for you, so that when you heal better, you heal from a point of reference. You are actually basically collecting. Your life is like a journal. You're always collecting experiences of the things that you're going through. Because literally, I was so young, the things I gone through. But I would be able to sit inside my Dumba with someone twice my age and give them advice with problems I encountered at my youth. And it would be so crazy. But once you understand the gogo in you, the umkulu in you, you start to look at things differently, and you realize that literally mvume konke, and uma ngivume idlozi ngivume nako konke okuza ngedlozi. So you are not immune to anything that is going to happen to life. You are going to go through it. If it's meant to come your way, it will go through your way. There are people that will tell you that ever since I started my spiritual journey, my life has been hard. And I say to those people, appreciate that, because that hardship means you are collecting for your journal. If your life is too smooth sailing, then I say you should be worried. Akunadlozi lapho. Fuze unye kadlozi kunyiwa ungakathwasi, kunyiwe uthwasa, kunyiwe uqeda ukuthwasa, kunyiwe literally uyanyanyi. Until that's like you make peace with that, and there is no place like the arms or the heart of idlozi lakho, because when it's all said and done, you will come back to who you are, and that is a healer. So it's not about wearing ubuhlalo. It's not about tia tia. It's, I wish it was just about that. It is not. It is not. Trust me. It is not. It is not. Hey guys, it is not. Now thinking about it, it is nothing like that. I feel like maybe it has been so much commercialized that it's been made to look one-sided, that idlozi is just that. It's not. Literally, I can do without not having beads on and not seeing amapai and not having impepo around me, but it will not take away from who I am at the end of the day, you know. So what I'm trying to tell you is that you don't choose who you are. Amadlozi choose you. And you never wake up and saying Funuba Sangoma. I didn't wake up and say I want this life I have. I never. So what I'm trying to tell you is that everything is a cycle, you know, there's a cycle to everything. So literally, where we are right now, it is good because I feel like it's a time to reboot and restart in terms of our spiritual journeys and spiritual stuff. Plum says, I thought you were the only one. Oh my God. Literally, you don't have to I feel bad about that, you know. You don't have to feel bad. That's why gogo kudala emandula izangoma zazihlala zodwa. Wawuthiwa kunesangoma sasendaweni ethizeni and uhlala mhlambe emaweni noma kuphi, you would never find them around people because it is there. So we as abantwana bedlozi, we are custodians, or rather carriers of this powerful DNA. And our duty here in this earth is to do our purpose and then pass on this DNA. How you pass it on, that's where idlozi steps in, you know, because you are supposed to leave this DNA behind, because the day kuthiwa kuyaphela ngabalaphi or kuyaphela with the spiritual realm, that will be the death of us. I would be an angry ancestor. So literally, that's why we are here in this earth, because we are carriers of this beautiful DNA, of this healing powers, of this beautiful energy that we carry with us. So you find that, for example, my Lozi, I forget how many kids she had, but she had lots of kids. She had lots of kids. And she lived her best life. She got married and she got married twice. And she lived. Gogo, you know you lived. And she lived and passed on this baton. So basically, she passed on this baton through her DNA, and that is her birthing my mom's mom, who then later birthed my mom, which then my mom birthed the carrier of the gift. Like, it's, guys, it's a lot. It's a lot. So literally, right now, you will be looking at your kids. Khanti, your kids need to be there so that they can birth the next generation of Isango Masasegini. It's a process. It's a procedure. It's a lot of things. So I saw a comment just now speaking about mental health. Mental health. Mental health. I laugh like this because it comes with the package. It comes with the package. You know why I say that? Can I have a sip? Because I personally feel like we are mostly failed by our initiators or initiates or people that help us with our spiritual lives. And they become so violent, and I use the word violence loosely, but they instill this fear in us. You know, you can imagine you don't know what's going on around you, and you go for a consultation, and ubabu jugu is scaring you and thinking, if you don't toss her, you are gonna die. And already You're thinking you have to lose your life and all these other things. Already, you are moving into your calling with fear. Hey, I know I moved into my calling with fear. I didn't move into my calling smiling. I wasn't smiling. I was not laughing actually. I was angry. I was angry and scared. So you move into your calling frustrated. You move into um all of these things unaware, and then you go through the trauma that comes with the training, and after that you get, a lot of things that happen. But in the midst of all of that, no one reaches out to us mentally. I don't know how many times I have sunken in and out. Like, I hate using the word depression, but it is what it is. And it's so frustrating because literally, you think about your life growing up. You grow up as being the different child. That does something to your self-esteem. You grow up and you are this, you are just different. You're just doing your own things. And jiggy jiggy, by the time you know it, you are this adult utasile, and now we sangoma, and there's all these things happening around you. And literally, it will put you in a position of sinking. Literally, your mental health is going to suffer. I say this all the time. Uma uamgela indlela yedlozi. Always prepare yourself. Always prepare yourself mentally. You can't prepare yourself physically. But the point of the matter is, it is going to catch up with you, because you are literally pushing yourself so much, pushing yourself so hard to do something. And sometimes you find abanye abantu bathwasa not by their own will, but because they are pressured into doing so. Or maybe your family is reliant on you accepting your calling. And it becomes a bad situation. So literally, mental health is something that you can't move away from, whether utwasila or utwasanga, but there is a level that you are gonna suffer. Mina, I'm as open as they come, and I will tell you that. Look, right now it's not Lozi Kali. You just need to just sit down with yourself and accept the situation for it, because some people snap and we think idlozi kanti kuyagulwa. There are people that have been diagnosed kuthiwa lona uyagula, literally kanti umuntu nedlozi, then kunonganadlozi. Like, there's a lot of things, guys. So there's a thin line, but I always say look after your mental health, because the reason why you're going to suffer mentally is because you're literally living in two worlds, the spiritual and the physical. And you are here trying to be you. And literally, it tends to get too much, because if you can't separate the two worlds from each other, you are going to get overwhelmed at some times. You are going to be overwhelmed between you living your purpose and you also being honest about what you want in life, because at some point you're going to feel like, I feel like I'm slaving myself away. At some point you're going to feel like, you know what, maybe I need a break from this. But at the end of the day, you need to take care of your mental health. That is why work at your own pace. I always advise healers, especially young healers, don't feel pressured into feeling like there's a competition with healing. There is no competition. If it is a true gift, you will do it organically. Don't force yourself. Don't put yourself under pressure. Ooh, I don't have a TASA. Ooh, I don't have clients. Ooh, I don't. Literally, if you're going to do that to yourself, you are gonna sink into depression. You have to take your gift as it comes and allow yourself to grow spiritually. That's it. That's it. That's it. It doesn't get any better than that. It doesn't get any better than that. So, but at the end of the day, where we are right now, that's why I was elaborating in terms of us making sure that we're taking charge of this energy that has come to us, which is an energy of change and transition. And also remember that everything that's going on around us is just a distraction. It's just a spiritual distraction. It's just distracting us from the bigger picture of actually trying to understand who we are and why we are here. And disconnecting, I personally did that. It is working for me, because I feel now I have a little bit more time to myself, because the consumers of my energy are gone. They are just stuck there on my phone. So they are gone. So literally right now, I feel like I need to connect so much with myself, and that is also being out more. I haven't been in nature a lot, I've just been cooped up because I'm lazy to just go outside, and I'm too tired and load shedding. But literally, when I snapped out of it, I'm like, I need to go back to reality, and that's living and breathing organic oxygen, and all of those things. So I feel that's where I'm at. So I will take your questions, and then we will leave. So, in terms of question, guys, don't bore me. I'm not that sangoma. Oh, go, what does it mean when I dreamed of a cow? Don't bore me, please. Because the reason why I say that, we have grown so much as a people, and I think we need to be at a different space spiritually, unless at least have a mentor, because these are basic things. Like, some of the questions you find people ask you are things that I hear on the internet. You can just Google them. The people with serious stagnation, there are people with serious problem, there are people with serious queries. They want to ask what they want to ask, and when it comes to dreams interpretation, I hate them. People that have attended my lives from day one, they know I hate dream interpretations, because sometimes to some people, their dreams are very sensitive or private issues, maybe depending on where you are spiritually. So sometimes I always say that just speak up when it's necessary, but not, you don't need to broadcast your spiritual problems, because someone, I remember there was another sangoma, she was saying, but how are people supposed to get help, because you are online and you need to do that. I say, we have been taught differently, and we believe in things differently, and izinto zamadlozi sizibona ngezinye indlela. Iindaba zabantu, may they be just that. I can't go here spilling on people's problems. When I program myself to have a dream interpretation live, it'll be something I'll need to pray about, because some people come with very deep messages from their ancestors, and sometimes abanye, they have moved from live to live to live, from every sangoma, trying to find their answers, and by the time the message it gets to you, say moshegile, like it's no longer how it is, or maybe it was a deep message. So sometimes I say it's important to invest in having someone that monitors you or mentors you spiritually, so that you avoid these things of having to be spiritually exposed. Because, for example, if I'm going to come here and say I dreamed of Ilapi Eli Red, and I dreamed of Violet Aum, and I dreamed of Ukoko, I'm standing at the top of the mountain calling me, and that time your life is the shits, it's the pits. Literally, we don't know. There's a lot of energies we are fighting, we are working against. Yes, I'll give you a clear interpretation of that, but now I'm gonna have this here, and it's just, I feel, you know what, we heal differently. But Mina, I believe in someone's privacy. I can give you an explanation in terms of the general synopsis of your things that you're going through, but when it comes to deeper things, that is why there's a thin line between Ndumba's things and social media conversations. If you get what I'm trying to say to you, okay? So there's a difference between that. So there's a thin line between Ndumba conversations and social media conversations. There are things that are very deep and sensitive. And remember, your spiritual gift or your spirituality is your greatest weapon in this existence we are in. So you cannot be also too exposed. Rather, people know less, but have someone that is in your corner that you trust, or rather come to me privately and work on that. Because honestly, there's a lot of things that happening. I've been practicing for 7 years now, and these are the rules I've been living by, and they have never changed. You can go even to my old ass, go old videos that I've ever hosted on Instagram or on wherever. I say the same thing. Dreams are messages from our ancestors, And depending on how they might come as a direct messages, or a misinterpreted messages, or a cryptic message, if I might loosely use the word, depending on your stance spiritually. So sometimes, depending on where you are, that is how your dreams will come to you. Sometimes there's a level of clouding of judgment in terms of your life, maybe because of your lifestyle, or the things you have around you, or the people you have around you, or the place you even stay at, because we can literally take things into light. Maybe when you're sleeping at a certain place, you dream more, or than when you're sleeping at a certain place. Or when you're sleeping on this side of the bed, you dream more than you're sleeping at this side of the bed. Every life is spiritual, life is energy, and literally everything around us affects how we move and how we do things and how we think. So I personally respect people's ancestors. So I need to tap into that level of yourself for me to actually allow myself to go there, and all of that. So okay, let me try take your questions, and let's see. Okay. Any rituals we can do for full moon, or just writing things down enough? For the full moon, basically, go you, it's a time for you, it's like a purge, it's a time for you to cleanse yourself. It's literally not a lot of things or that you can do if you are not someone that is too invested, but there's a lot you can, depending on how you're feeling, what is your spirit feeling like doing, because there's some people that when it's a full moon like this, they feel very emotional. So I say take out those emotions. If you want to cry it out, cry it out. If you feel like you need a cleansing, you can actually have a milk bath at home. Soften yourself and spoil yourself and give yourself some self-care. So that milk bath is really, really gonna help. Be in that milk bath, and with some eggshells, crushed eggshells, is gonna help soak yourself in that, and have some nice scented whatnots, so that you can actually cleanse your energies. Make sure nobody disturbs you around that time. Sometimes you can even use salt. There's a lot of things that you can do just to calm your energies, because a lot of people, their energies are fluctuating around this time, because sometimes the reality of your life is literally flashing right before your eyes. You're feeling like, oh my gosh, this life is flashing. And literally, you just need to calm yourself down. If you feel like you need to go out more and go into nature, you're more than welcome to do so. Actually, go sit by a tree, at a park, or by the water, and just breathe. Switch off your phone. Do not be afraid to switch off your phone, because that is the greatest distractor. Cut out the pattern. If you wake up every morning and you look at your phone, stop that. Wake up in the morning and do something. Do something else. Wake up in the morning and do, because you see this thing of waking up, you have not even thanked your dozis that you survived that mampara that was strangling you in your dreams. You are up. You are already on Instagram or TikTok. And it's toxic. It is toxic. It is toxic. I don't want to lie. It's toxic. So change also the routine of how you do your things. Wash your clothes. Change your bedding. Change how your bed is also situated. Do something nice for yourself. Buy a flower for yourself. Do something that is gonna bring you some form of peace, or anything. If you have old clothes in the house that you are keeping, or things that you're not using that you're holding onto, make sure that you throw away those things, because sometimes those things are what hold us back. Literally, you can't be keeping something in your wardrobe that you haven't not worn for 3 years. You're literally keeping 3 years of energy. That is why when you find a person passes on, literally we give away their clothes, so that the energy is dispersed, because now they have moved into a different spiritual realm. So when I imagine you want to keep that energy from 2019 in your wardrobe, just because, let go. If it's not serving you, if you have not thought about it, if you have not worn it, stop being greedy. Give it to someone that might find it useful. Learn to let go. I do that religiously in terms of giving my clothes away. I do that religiously, but obviously at this time and age, people are slimy. know that you don't even have to give it to someone that knows you. Donate your clothes if you have to, but let go and give your clothes to someone that you need to give them to, because we hold on to those things. Wash your car. Maybe you are that person that hardly washes their car. Wash your car, clean your car, drive in a clean car. Do something different for yourself. Clean your fridge. I don't know, do something that is going to bring you some level of fulfillment, because there's a lot of change. And I also say music is also our greatest form of healing, and absorb as much as you can. If your playlist is full of sad music, delete that music and download happy songs. Listen to cheerful songs. Listen to songs that lift your energies up, because trust me, this energy is gonna fluctuate, babe. It's a full moon and it's gonna show you flames. And literally on tomorrow, which is the 7th, it's gonna be just in clash of the energies. So you need to make sure that you are mentally and spiritually and emotionally prepared for that. Okay. Do you believe in chakras? Yes, I do believe in chakras. I feel like it's a weird question to ask. Relating on the fact that we're speaking about spirituality, because I feel like a lot of things that confuse people is this Western terms. Terms lawa in the Western ways that tend to make people feel like gunama line between izinto zamadlozi and energies and chakras and all these other things. It is one thing. It's just been given different terms, because remember, thina ngesintu umuntu uma egula, for us to get to heal you, for us to get to understand you, for us to get your energy in alignment, we clean your chakras, right? And it depends now on how a person work. For you to be taken to the river and being given a cleansing, that is also a form of level of clearing a layer of your chakras, your energies around, because remember, we are spiritual people before we are physical. Uma ngupha umuthi, a certain type of umuthi, and I say to you, humble palaza, I am cleaning probably your root chakra. There is a lot of things. For example, umudli usephehlweni noma udla igobongo, wherever you are enlightening a certain layer or a level of your energies. So your chakras become cleared because your energies are balanced. Once balance, uyakwazi ukuthi ugobela makathi khuphula idlozi, you are able to sync your energies with everything around you, and then start summoning amadlozi akho with a clear and an open eye. So I don't want people to get lost and think chakras are a different lifestyle. Well, because I think we think chakras are, no man, get your mind out of that. That is basically what Western people do. Tina siyabantu besintu. And the beating of the drum, or rather the hearing of the drum, it is our So I find it weird sometimes to find a black brother or sister doing that. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Humble guitar, listen to the drum, listen to, the beauty of them. Like, that is why because that is our So literally, there is not much difference. It's just that the terms and how it's being put out, because Angiti, remember, our African spirituality was made to look lesser than and less important. So we are now fighting literally to make people really understand that literally this is you saying I speak to the stars. Like, hello. And don't we speak to the stars? Okay. Your environment affects your dream. That is why it's also important for the end to deeply address. Yeah. True on that. It is very important. Yeah, your environment does affect your dreams. I don't want to lie. For example, your place of stay. Because there are some people that stay in weird places. Maybe you don't know the house you stay in was a graveyard at some point, or maybe just, I always say this, maybe sometimes under the bed you don't clean. You will have weird dreams because that is gonna affect your energy. Or sometimes lapho kuloyo muzi loyo, there's just a lot of things that are happening. there is yeah, there's just a lot of things happening. So I just feel that sometimes one might be too quick to say you are not getting your dreams right. And I always say we need to check everything, your environment, your spiritual self. Where are you now? Unjani, like in Tefan, before we can get to a conclusion of saying bagvalile, because we are too quick to say abantu bavaliwe. Kanti there's so many factors. There are so many factors to people not being able to having clarity around their dreams. Okay. Is it normal to feel like you are in your dream and not sleeping? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. The thing is that I feel like like in our African spirituality, we always want to know kwenzakalani in the spiritual realm. But when it happens to us, we act shocked. What is happening? I was sleeping and I'm not sleeping. Literally, when your third eye is cleansed enough, or rather open enough, you are literally able to tap into both worlds effortlessly. So when you are able to do that, know that you have elevated spiritually, and that is why you are able to move in between the two realms. While your physical body is sleeping in the physical world, you are out here in the spiritual realm doing spiritual things. Because remember, Dala, there was nothing like flying was not a shocker. I could get to Dubai tonight and I would go see my friends and come back. There was nothing wrong about that. But it is when now there was a certain level of greed and now a certain level of power, that there was certain individual within our African tree that now took that spiritual African spiritual power and turned it and started using it for dark things. But Dala, literally, I'm coming to see, are you in UK? I'm coming now. It was nothing bad. It was actually normal. It was normal. It was nothing hectic or nothing out of the usual. So don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. Okay, also as I want to do our chakra healing is a drum, blah, blah. Yeah, true. That's what I just said right now, Lungile. That's what I just said. Okay, so I just want us to just wrap up our questions, because I also don't want to keep you guys. But what I'll do is definitely save this live, and you can definitely come back to it, and I hope you will use this full moon's energy really well. It's really a lot that's happening, but I trust that you will believe in your spiritual power and your spiritual knowledge, and especially cutting out things that no longer serve your spirit or your purpose. That's the most important thing. That's the most valuable lesson you can ever take for yourself, because I think the change we are moving into is just a beautiful one. Is this energy of change just for this month or for the whole year? Go. We are here because of this month's energy. That's why we are speaking about this month. So this year is still going to be a lot, but for this month, amadlozi are saying, spiritual kids, reprogram yourself. Can you get up from your sleep, wake up, and let's work. Let's do the right thing. Let's wake up, because kunezinto eziningi ezenzakalayo, and we have been stuck in a bubble, so we need to make sure that we snap out of that and remember who we are, because remember, amadlozi wethu fought so much for us to be where we are today. So for us to just throw everything away like that would be a disgrace. I remember the time of COVID, everyone was woke, spiritually awakened. Until now, we became too woke, too woke, too woke to a point whereby it became a problem, because now we are seeing too much, we are knowing too much, and that is where the sabotage is. That's why I'm saying to you, literally everything that's going on around us, look at it with a spiritual eye more than a physical eye. Ezinye zezinto ezenzakalayo, they are just there to set us back. If we are bigger, kwenzake izinto eziningi ngesikhathi esincane. Abantu, they were able to go pray at the mountains, they were able to go pray at the waters, and you don't ask yourself why. Ukuthi abanikazi bamanzi, they are not in so much good energies, they are not in a good mood. You don't ask yourself that why. It's no longer as easier, or rather as accessible, because it guys, a lot of things are happening. All I can say is that everything happening around you, look at it with a spiritual eye, fearlessly, because it's no longer a war. It is like, what now, because it's a lot. So we need to protect and look up, because we are carriers of the DNA that we have, that Amadlozi trusted us with. And without you, the generation of kids coming, because literally we are going to an age of where they are trying to kill the human species. And when I say that, our kids, or their kids, or their kids will be forced to coexist with humans that are not even humans. It's a lot. I don't want to lie. It's a lot. That's why we need to fight, because if you can look at that, they are trying to fight that DNA, because once Segu Abantu, they are able to generate their own kids through machines. The birthing situation, the power of woman, the power of womb is no longer seen as valuable, and now it's being crushed with all these things that are meant to come and block that. It is gonna be a problem. And also remember where everything started. Ziqale kuphi? Lana githi ebantwini abantsundu, where now today we are being taught a different doctrine, we are being lied to, we are being fed nonsense. And why is everything happening to us, particularly us here? You need to think deeper. They will lie and say that we are rich in X, Y, and Z, but literally we are not rich in just minerals. We are poor in minerals, but we are rich in spirituality, because there's so much power invested in our land that people will never unlock, because once you start having this conversation, people are too quick to fight, to procrastinate, to impose and fight you using the weapon of religion, and not understanding that the religion was born because of the defiance of spirituality. But going back to the power, it was teaching you to be codependent on someone. Depend on someone that is going to tell you that someone said and said and said, instead of believing that when you are carrying a powerful DNA inside you, and you have so much power inside of you, that anything and everything you can do. Literally. So things like ukuhlabela idlozi, ukubiza idlozi, ukuvukwa idlozi, it has been made to look in a way that it looks, because it's supposed to be brainwashed. I get so shocked when I see a person attacking me for being a sangoma, and I look at them and I think, where do you come from? Do you know? Do you know what I know, or do you think you know? You can't come and compete with any like ngolwazi olwencwadi compared to ulwazi elabantu abadala. You cannot take that past yourself. This knowledge has never been documented. Now, yes, we are a new age of healers, but there's a lot of things that, like I'm saying to you, Guti, that is happening around us. And that is why there's so many agents that have been planted within our African spirituality. Saqala sangcola, yangcola into yethu kunabantu abangene kuthiwa bangene banedlozi, kanti akunadlozi next. They are here to make us look like we are dumb, we are stupid, we are uneducated, we don't know what is happening, we are just demonic, we are, all of these things. It's a lot. It's a conversation for another day. But my 2 cents of sharing with you is be woke. Literally, be woke as you can be. Yes, it's 2023, but be woke. There is a lot of things that are happening around us. There is a lot of things. Literally, umungatubega, even this types of diseases and all these zibulala ban us, and the reason because stay away from this water. I'm saying this again. Stay away from this water. Stay away from this water. Izonigulisa, guys. Try and stay away from it. If you can boil your water, make sure that you boil your water so that you can kill. Literally, I get so frustrated sometimes being a gifted person because you look at things. For example, you might be looking at a wall. Mina, I'm not seeing a wall. It's that frustrating. So that is why ngesizulu mhlambe kuthiwa siwuhlanya. Hayi ukuthi no bayasithuka bathi siyamahlanya. But literally it's because we are trapped in between the physical and the spiritual realm, and there's a lot of things happening. So between you and I say be woke. So if you can look at times of prayer, people are literally going through the harshest load shedding. Kumnyama ngaphandle. People are supposed to be praying, and now they instill this fear ukuthi angithi kumnyama ngaphandle. When it's dark like this, we are literally not alone. I hate what is going on to us, because now we are being targeted more than anything. That is why I'm saying be woke and open your eyes. Why? When it's time for us to do it, literally you can't do anything. Literally. It is a lot. They try to trap us. They can't. We are where we are. So I'm saying to you, be woke. Me now I will talk until I get gray hair, until I no longer can install a wig. But my point is that the truth is that there's a lot happening to us. And I will not for one, never speak up for what I know, because I am today because of Idlozi. And if Idlozi was so much of a scam and a lie to my life, I think I wouldn't be living today, comparing to all the things that I've been through. I don't have a church that I go to. My church is me, it is who I am, and that's it. That's it. I made a decision 7 years ago that I will not give my power to another human. And literally that's how I've been living. That is my rule. I'm not saying make it yours, but I'm trying to explain to you that once you see things differently, once you look at things differently, you will feel differently. You will see differently. You will see differently. So, okay. Okay. So I think for today, what I'll do, because I can see you guys are enjoying the live, but I need to go. I can't be here for a long time. I need to go rest. We will catch up on this conversation on our next video. So if you still haven't subscribed to the channel, I suggest you do so, and you click on the notification button so that you are notified every time there is new content on the channel. So don't stop praying if you are praying, but make sure you change your routine of prayer and things that you are praying for. And for a change, stop asking and start being grateful for more than anything, because we ask. Oh God, please. But in all essence, let's just be grateful for once. Unless you are fighting a spiritual warfare, then you can go in and in and in. So make sure that you now make a decision to take charge of your spiritual life. And if you are going somewhere and you're not seeing help, there is nothing to be ashamed of to move on to somewhere else to go and find help. That is the beauty of growth. I always say, literally, I have people that I started my healing journey with that came to me in 2016. And literally today, they are living their best life, and I have never blackmailed someone and said, "Yeah, you are my client." No, I literally say, for this journey that you are on at this point, I'm here to serve this purpose in your life. And anything that you're going to encounter moving forward is like, once you understand the beauty of spirituality, guys, you look at life differently. It just becomes so organic and so beautiful and amazing. literally, I can go on and on. I wish I could invite somebody over. Literally, like the beauty of spirituality is beautiful. Yes, siyanya, siyagoa, but there is also the beauty to all of these things that are happening. So take care of yourselves, raise your energies at all costs, and make sure that you take charge of this energy around us. And whatever shift you are having around you or in your life, allow it, because it is for the better. You are going to grow, you're going to evolve. And growing is not for a young person, it is for everyone, because spiritually we are spirit. We are spirit before anything. So make sure that you take charge of that. And if there are any means or whatever, do that. Cut out, like, literally, you don't have to explain to people why you have gone AWOL. You don't also have to explain to people why you're no longer talking to them, or no, why you no longer want to go out with them. It is your time. It is your time to reboot and take charge of this change that is coming. If there are people that you've been keeping in your life, in your circle, that have been weighing you down and not serving your purpose, let go of that clutter and feel the light weights, like feel the weight lift off, because literally sometimes our biggest distractions are sometimes the things we keep around us. It might be material things, physical things, or people, and sometimes some other things, for them to manifest, it becomes harder for even Idlozi to try and re-demonstrate or locate and whatever, because of the situations probably around you. So you want a career in whatever you want, but you're still stuck in the same workspace. Until you make your decision to leave that workspace, you will never reach your goal of becoming that one person. So it's basically the law of the universe. You need to put yourself, it's like a law of motion. You need to put your life in motion so that things can move and align themselves to you. Things don't align themselves to you while you're sitting at home on your couch thinking about how hard life is. Things happen when you are also in motion towards whatever it is that you're destined to. So take charge of this energy. Make sure that you put everything down that you need to write. I remember someone asked me, can I write these things on my phone? I'm like, write it down on paper, because you can write it down on your phone, but it's not the same. Yes, it's gonna be on your phone, but write it down on a paper, visualize, see your things. If you have time, make a vision board. I've been seeing people, they've been doing vision board dates. I take those things very personal. You cannot be having a date with me since a vision board. You're literally going to distract me. I need to do my vision board alone, girl, because it's things that are aligned to me. It's things that I want. They have nothing to do with you. They have nothing to do with your life. So whatever energy you have at the time, I don't want it to affect my vision board. So do your vision board at home, and I'm going to do mine at home. Because literally, you need to program yourself to do that vision board. Write out everything as how you feel inside. Also, when you're doing that vision board, put yourself in that energy of how you're going to be feeling when you have that thing in your life, or when you have that situation fulfilled in your life, or if you're praying for a child and you put a baby on a vision board, you have to feel the energies of you being pregnant, going through the ups and downs. Literally, it's a personal thing. So if you have time, do a vision board. If you don't have time, then do a mind map and write everything you want down, or write a letter to yourself. But make sure that you put it down. The more you write it down and make affirmations and declaration, it's proof to the universe. Universe, isebenza ngeproof, guys. Abogogo basebenza ngeproof. Abogogo basebenza ngokuthi, what did you bring to the table? Utheni wena nge-21 zaka January. They work with proof. They also want you to present something to them. Ungazi nje kuphela uzophahla ukhihliza amagwebu ngempepho yakho yasesitaradini namakhandlela ancibilikayo. Come with proof. Ukuthi ngayi-21 ngabhala ukuthi nizongipha into eso. Iphi ngiyoba ngiyenzile 1 2 3. So I think once you understand the beauty of spirituality, you navigate differently. And although it's not as all glitz and glammy, but there is a beauty and a laughter inside all of that. There is a silver lining, they say, in the clouds. So take charge of that energy and everything else. So I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for coming. to view this live. I'll definitely leave it running on the page. Anyway, our ring lights, I don't know why they make these things so expensive. It's these huge ass ones that just die. So it means I need to buy another one. That's crazy. So make sure that we do the right thing and we focus our energies in the right direction. And don't be those people that come here and comment with your affirmations. Comment on the live, comment with whatever, but don't comment that this year, by the end of this year, ke batla, hey, batho ba utleletse, batla go jela setsa bophelo, and you will cry tears of joy. So make sure that you protect yourself and protect your energies. So from myself, Paul Abadiwu, the advocate of Idlozi, and Umama Gazeli no Puntu Nunes, I would like to thank you so much for your time. This was a beautiful and fruitful life. I'll see you on our next video and hopefully our next live, because yes, I did promise that at least if we don't have one live in a week, we might have two, depending on also my availability and all of that. But I told you that I am on maternity leave, so you might as well abuse me as much as you can, and I will see you on our next session. So thank you so much for being an avid follower of the channel. If you are here in this live and you haven't subscribed to the channel, we are lawyer, period. Just subscribe to the channel so you can become a non-muloi. Because why are you here if you haven't subscribed? So make sure that you subscribe to the channel and you stay tuned to the content. Remember, the goal is still 100,000 YouTube subscribers. That one is not written down. That one is engraved. It's engraved somewhere that we are hitting that 100K. So I don't know. I don't care how, but we are getting there this year. That is my affirmation. I've been working so much on this channel. This channel is as old as my son. So he can't get to 20 while I'm still struggling for 100K followers. I would rather die. So please make sure that you invite your friends and loved ones to come and subscribe to the channel. So from me, Povadibu, your favorite Sangoma Bay, I am definitely signing out, and I will see you very soon. Thank you so much, Togozani.